Hello, my lovelies, and welcome back to Cappuccinos and Confidence with Nefe. Pull up a chair, grab your coffee, tea, water, squash, matcha, or whatever is helping you feel like a functioning adult today, and let's have a really honest chat. Today, we're talking about money, but not just budgeting, saving, debt, or spending. We're talking about something deeper. We're talking about money identity, because sometimes the biggest thing holding you back with money is not that you are bad with numbers. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you're irresponsible. It's not that you are incapable. Sometimes the real issue is that you were never properly taught how to handle money. But somewhere along the way, you still started blaming yourself for not knowing. And my love, I want to say this early. You can be good with money even if you weren't taught how. You can learn. You can start again. You can build better habits. You can become more confident. You can become the woman who checks her account, knows her numbers, pays attention to her spending, saves something, faces debt calmly, and makes money decisions with more self-trust. Not overnight, not perfectly, but gently, honestly, and consistently. So, today's episode is for the woman who has ever said, I'm just bad with money. It is for the woman who avoids looking at her bank account because she doesn't want to feel disappointed in herself. It is for the woman who earns money but does not always feel in control of it. It is for the woman who wants to become better with money but secretly feels embarrassed that she is not already there. And if it is for the woman who is ready to stop calling herself bad with money and start becoming someone who handles money with calm, clarity, and confidence. Part 1. The story we tell ourselves about money. Let me tell you a story. Imagine a woman called Rachel. Rachel is clever. She is capable. She works hard. She is the person people rely on. At work, she can solve problems, meet deadlines, handle pressure, and somehow remember the thing everyone else forgot. But when it comes to money, Rachel feels completely different. She tells herself she's bad with money. She says it casually at first, almost as a joke. I'm just terrible with money. I don't know where it all goes. I should really be better by now. I'm too scared to check. Everyone laughs a little because it sounds relatable, but deep down, Rachel feels embarrassed. Every payday, she starts with good intentions. This month, she tells herself, will be different. She is going to be sensible. She is going to save. She's going to stop ordering those things she doesn't need. She's going to finally sit down and make a plan. And for the first few days, she feels hopeful. Then life happens. A birthday dinner, a stressful day, a subscription she forgot about, a train fare that was more expensive than expected, a quick supermarket shop that somehow became £47, an emotional little online order because she had a hard week and honestly, she deserves something nice. By the middle of the month, she feels nervous. By the end of the month, she feels disappointed. Then the same sentence comes back. I'm just bad with money. But here is the question. Is Rachel really bad with money? Or has she simply never been taught how to create a system that supports her real life? Because there is a difference. So many women are walking around carrying shame for skills they were never taught properly. They were expected to become adults, earn money, manage bills, understand credit, save, budget, invest, deal with debt, plan for the future, and somehow do all of that calmly. But who sat them down and taught them? Who showed them how to budget without shame? Who explained emotional spending? Who taught them how to save when money feels tight? Who helped them understand debt without making them feel like a failure? Who modeled calmly, confidently money habits? For many women and many men, really, for everyone, really, the answer is nobody. So, if this is you, please hear me. Not being taught does not mean you cannot learn. It simply means You're starting from where you are, and that is allowed. Part 2. I'm bad with money is an identity, not a fact. One of the most powerful things you can do is pay attention to the sentences you keep repeating about yourself, because the words, I'm bad with money, may feel like a fact, but often they're actually an identity and you have practiced for a long time. And identity matters. If you believe you're bad with money, you may avoid money because it feels painful. You may ignore your bank accounts because you expect to feel shame. You may spend impulsively because part of you thinks, well, I'm already bad at this anyway. You may avoid learning because you feel like it's too late. That one sentence can quietly shape your behavior. But what if you changed the sentence? Not into something fake, not I'm a millionaire by Friday and all my problems have vanished. We're not doing delusion with glitter on it, but something honest and hopeful. Something like, I'm learning to handle money better. That sentence feels different. It gives you room to grow. It says, I may not know everything yet, but I can learn. It says, my past habits are not my final identity. It says, I can make a different choice today. And that is where financial confidence starts. It does not start with perfection. It starts with believing that change is possible for you. The woman who is good with money was not necessarily born knowing how to budget, save, invest, or manage debt. At some point, she had to learn. She had to practice. She had to make mistakes. She had to adjust. So why not you? Why can't you learn too? Why can't you become someone who handles money well? Part 3. Becoming good with money starts with honesty. Now let's bring this into real life, because becoming good with money does not start with pretending everything is fine. It starts with honesty. That means being willing to look at what is actually happening with your money without immediately attacking yourself. How much is coming in? How much is going out? What bills are due? What debt needs attention? What subscriptions are quietly taking money every month? What spending habits are helping you? What spending habits are making life harder? Where are you avoiding the truth because you do not want to feel uncomfortable? This is where a lot of people freeze, because looking at the numbers can feel scary, especially if you already feel ashamed. But I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine you have a friend who gets lost on the way to meet you. She calls you and says, I'm so stupid. I'm terrible. I can't believe I've done this. I'm a failure. You would probably say, okay, babe, pause. Where are you? Because before you can help her get where she wants to go, you need to know where she is. Money is the same. Your numbers show you where you are. They're not there to insult you. They're not there to shame you. They're not there to prove you're behind. They're there to help you find the next step. So, if you're trying to become more confident with money, your first job is not to fix everything immediately. Your first job is to tell the truth gently. That might mean opening your banking app. It might mean writing down your debts. It might mean listing your monthly bills. It might mean checking what comes out after payday. It might mean admitting, I spend more when I feel stressed. That honesty is not failure. That honesty is power. Because you cannot change what you're not willing to look at. Part 4. The money habits that rebuild self-trust. So let's go back to Rachel. Rachel decides she's tired of saying, I'm bad with money. So instead of trying to transform her whole financial life in one weekend, she starts small. The first thing she does is check her bank account every Friday morning. At first, she hates it. She makes a coffee, opens the app, and feels her stomach drop before she even sees the balance. Her body is used to associating money with fear, disappointment, and shame. But she keeps going, not obsessively, not anxiously, just once a week. Friday morning, coffee, banking out, no drama. The second thing she does is write down her bills. Not in a perfect spreadsheet, not in a fancy system, just a simple list. Rent, council tax, phone, insurance, subscriptions, credit card, travel, food, savings. For the first time, the numbers are not floating around in her head like scary background music. They are on paper. The third thing she does is save a small amount on payday. Not hundreds, not a huge amount that leaves her short and then forces her to move back 2 days later. Just £10. At first, part of her thinks, what's the point? But then she reminds herself, the point is not the amount, the point is the identity. She is becoming someone who saves. The fourth thing she does is start pausing before emotional spending. Instead of telling herself, I can't buy anything, she asks, what am I actually trying to feel right now? Sometimes the answer is comfort. Sometimes it's control. Sometimes it is joy. Sometimes it is escape. Sometimes she still buys a thing, but other times she realizes that what she really needs is rest, food, a walk, a bath, a voice note to a friend, or an early night. Little by little, Rachel starts building evidence. She checks in with her money. She saves something. She notices her patterns. She faces her numbers. She makes one calm decision. And that is how self-trust grows, not through one grand financial makeover, through small repeated actions that say, I can trust myself with money. Part 5. You are allowed to start again with money. One of the biggest lies shame tells us is that it's too late. Too late to learn, too late to budget, too late to save, too late to clear debt, too late to become confident, too late to change your habits. But my love, it is not too late. You are allowed to start again with money. Even if you've avoided it for years, even if you've made mistakes, even if you have debt, even if you have spent emotionally, even if you feel embarrassed, even if nobody taught you, even if you're starting with just £5. Starting again does not mean pretending the past did not happen. It means deciding that the past does not get the final say. You can become good with money by learning one skill at a time. Learn how to check in with your accounts. Learn how to plan your bills. Learn how to save small amounts. Learn how to understand your spending patterns. Learn how to face debt without shame. Learn how to say, this is not my budget, or that is not in my budget this month. Learn how to give your money a job. Learn how to become the woman who handles money with calm, clarity, and confidence. This is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming honest, consistent, and kind to yourself in the process. The Soft Life Budget Planner. So if this episode is making you realize that you want a calmer way to work with your money, I created the Soft Life Budget to support you. It's not a harsh budget that tells you to stop enjoying your life. It is not shame. It is not about perfection. It is about helping you see your money calmly, plan your bills, track your spending, make room for savings, look at debt gently, and still leave space for joy, because you don't need a money system that makes you feel punished. You need one that helps you feel supported. So the Soft Life Budget Planner is for the woman who wants to stop avoiding her money and start building financial confidence one step at a time. You can find it on my website at nefeaguntaye.com/shop. So, summing up. Okay, my loves, you can be good with money, even if you weren't taught how, even if you're learning now, and even if you have to start slowly, even if your first step is simply opening the app, writing down the numbers, or saving £5. Do not let shame convince you that you are stuck with the money identity you inherited, absorbed, or practiced in the past. You can build a new one. You can become the woman who checks in, the woman who plans, the woman who saves, the woman who faces debt, the woman who pauses, the woman who learns, the woman who handles money well, not because she is perfect, but because she keeps showing up. And that is how confidence grows. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I am so proud of you for being here, for listening, for learning, and for choosing to build a calmer relationship with your money. I'll see you in the next one for another coffee and confidence chat. So much love. Bye.